Well, what?
Why did you do it?
Why did I do what?
Why did you cause the explosion at Lake's Funland?
I didn't blow up Lake's Funland.
We found you running away from the parking lot on foot when we got there.
Okay, well, that doesn't mean I bombed the place.
Then what were you doing at the location?
Sleeping?
Sleeping.
In my car. Yeah, I ended up driving there last night, and I slept in my car.
You drove all the way to Lake's Funland and parked your car in the parking lot just to fall asleep there?
No, I mean, yes, but that's not why I drove there in the first place.
Okay, let's wind things back a bit. How about you tell us what you were doing the night before the explosion happened?
Okay, so it was late in the night. I was watching TV at home. And I remembered that I forgot to check my mail today. That day, at least. So I went to the lobby of my apartment and checked my mailbox.
About what time did you go down to check your mailbox?
Well, I had just finished watching the latest episode of The Desolate Room. It's a science fiction show that takes place in the future. It's really interesting because the setting
Please don't divulge in any details that are not relevant. Just stick to the important facts, please.
Right. Sorry. But anyways, the episode finished airing at around 9 p.m., so I guess just a few minutes after that.
All right. Then what happened?
I found that there was some mail inside, so I brought it back with me to my apartment. But on my way there, I ran into my landlord, who came by to visit me and kindly remind me that I had been behind on my rent for the past 2 months, and that if he did not receive all of it by the end of this month, then he would be evicting me from my apartment.
I see.
So I realized that I needed to get a job now, because I don't have that kind of money to pay off all of it. Not immediately, not with everything else that's going on. I mean, I still need to eat. I still need all sorts of things, and I can't pay for all of it. So I figured the best way to solve this problem was to get a job, get some money, and get it as quickly as possible. So the only place around town that I knew would hire me was Lake's Funland. I have a friend who works there. His name's Mike Schmidt. He works a day shift, and he said that he'd talk with the manager of that place to get me hired and put in a good word for me.
Okay, so this is when you decided to leave to go to Lake's Funland.
Well, no, not yet. I took the opportunity while in town to buy myself a bite to eat first. I was feeling a stress craving coming on, and I just couldn't resist getting myself a bite out.
Which restaurant did you visit for your meal?
It's a place called Dick Ann's Hamburgers. It's along the High 9 Boulevard.
And at what time did you get there?
10:40.
It took you that long to get from your apartment to Dick Ann's?
What is your address again?
It's 7... And, no, I didn't leave right after I got my mail. I left around 10:15.
Is there a reason why you waited that long for you to leave your apartment?
I mean, yeah. I've always had a bad feeling about Lake's Funland. It's not my first choice to get a job, and I really don't like the idea of working there.
So you just took the time to weigh your options and decide what was best for you moving forward, yes?
Yes, exactly.
Understood.
So you made it to Dick Ann's at 11:40. for a bite to eat, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Do you remember what you ordered?
Just a basic cheeseburger with fries. No drink, though. I wasn't that thirsty.
So then after that, you went right to Lakes Funland?
Actually, I did have to stop for gas first. Just enough to fill up the tank over halfway.
What was the name of the gas station you pulled into?
Primo.
Did you buy anything inside the gas station, or did you just get gas?
Just gas.
Right. And do you remember when you got to the gas station?
Just before 11 o'clock, when it closes for the night.
So then, once you filled your car, that is when you made your way to Lakes Funland, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
What time did that happen?
Sometime just after 11, I guess.
You did realize that Lakes Funland was closed off from the public at that time, right?
Yeah, but... okay, so originally, Mike had said that he'd talked to the manager of Lakes to set me up with a job interview. However, he's told me that he hasn't heard back from Rachel in a couple of days. So I knew that there was someone working the night shift at Lakes, and I just figured I'd either drop off my resume for them to pick up and have them deliver it to Rachel, or I don't know, something.
Right.
And Rachel is the name of the manager at Lakes Funland, correct?
Yeah, that's her name. Rachel Waters.
So, what did you do once you got to Lakes Funland?
Well, I got out of my car, wiped my greasy hands on my pants before grabbing my resume, and just walked right up to the front door.
Did you try to enter the building at all?
Well, just to see if the front door was still open, but it was locked, so I couldn't get in.
So then what happened?
Well, it turns out that the night guard had just shown up at the building to start her shift. Showed up seemingly early for some reason, as far as I know, but whatever. Anyway, she saw me trying to get inside, but I quickly explained that I was just there to deliver my resume and hopefully get a job at Lakes. Nothing more.
And did she take the resume from you?
Yeah, she said that she would give it to her mother, who just happened to be the manager of the building.
Did you catch the name of the security guard working there?
Yeah. It's Ashley. Ashley Waters.
So after you handed her the resume, did you get back to your car?
No, not yet. We just talked for a short while before she let herself inside.
What kind of things did you two talk about?
Well, I asked her what the situation with her mother was, since neither Mike or myself could get a hold of her, and she said that she's been at home sick with a bad cold and couldn't answer the phone.
I see. Was that all?
Pretty much, yeah. Just me hoping I could get a job there. Oh, and she was also researching that stupid missing children's case from over 4 years ago. You know, the one that nobody has any leads on. Hasn't gotten any progress on that, to no one's surprise.
You seem to have a very strong opinion about that particular case, Elliot.
I don't know. I'm just tired of constantly hearing about it. Honestly. I mean, I'm no heartless monster who hates kids or anything like that, but come on. It's obvious that those three are never going to be found at this point. And if they are, they've been dead ever since they went missing. People just need to get over their tragedies whenever something bad happens to them. Nobody wants to listen to the same sob story over and over again.
Let's focus back on the events that actually happened leading up to this morning, okay?
All right, I'm sorry. What else do you want to know?
Well, after your encounter with Ashley, you went back to your car, yes?
Yeah, I got inside my car, tried to turn on the engine, but nothing. It was dead.
Why do you think that would be the case?
I don't know. I mean, I had just topped it off with gas not too long ago, so I don't know if the transmission was shot or what, but I just couldn't get it started.
Did you try to call for help?
No, I left my cell phone back at my apartment and and I didn't have any change on me to use a payphone.
So it was then that you decided you would fall asleep in your car for the night.
Basically, I had a blanket tucked away in the back trunk just to keep me warm, and that was it, really.
So you were asleep for all of last night until the explosion happened at the restaurant, right?
Yeah, there was this big boom, and it woke me right out of my slumber. I saw there was fire and smoke coming out of the building in every direction, and went outside my car to just look at it. I mean, it was there. How often do you witness an explosion like that? I then tried to start my car again, but the thing still wouldn't start. So I just panicked and ran. And that's when you guys found me. That's pretty much it, really.
So that's everything that's happened to you, up until now.
Yeah, that's it.
And there's nothing else you wish to add to your story?
No, I told you everything that happened.
All right. We're just gonna go process a few things outside and make sure everything checks out with the information we know.
Just sit tight here, and one of us will be back with you shortly to check up on you.
All right. Do whatever it is you need to do.
Hello again, Elliot.
Hey,
How are you feeling right now?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm still pretty anxious.
I imagine waking up to such a fiery explosion would put anyone on edge.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it doesn't help that I've been, pretty stressed with everything else that's happening to me.
I understand. Do you need me to get you anything? Something to eat? Drink?
Some water would be nice, yeah.
All right. I'll go get you a fresh glass. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Here you are.
Thanks.
Wild day so far, huh?
Yeah, you could say that again.
And, thank you for being cooperative with us, by the way. I'm sure once we get everything sorted on our end, you'll be free to go back home.
Thank goodness.
You're living all by yourself here in Montreal, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a native here?
Ni étant grandi.
Ah, eh bien, pour moi, c'est une ville agréable au grandir. Je devrais laisser voir. J'ai vécu ici toute ma vie aussi.
Mom? Mom? Mom, wake up. Please, Mom! No! No, you can't go! Not yet! Mom! Please, wake up! Mom!
Elliot.
Are you alright? What happened?
You were simply sitting there for quite some time, unresponsive.
I'm sorry, I must have been somewhere else.
Not a problem, Elliot.
What were we talking about again?
Well, you had just explained how you grew up in Kingston but had moved to Montreal after certain events happened with your family.
Oh. Right. Yeah, that checks out. I don't remember telling you that, but that's... I'm sorry, I must have forgot somehow.
Perhaps you're simply still disassociating from the explosion that happened.
I don't know.
But in any case, you are currently living alone, yes?
Yeah. That's right.
And when you mentioned family troubles, you are not in contact with any member of your family?
Yeah. No. Family's no longer an option for me. See, my mom died of cancer last October.
Oh, my condolences.
Thanks.
And what about your father?
What about him? I don't even know the guy. I mean, I haven't even met him, let alone know his name. I might as well never had a father in the first place.
Any siblings?
Only child.
What about aunts, uncles, cousins? Have any of those?
I'm not close with my extended family.
And why is that?
Well, it's a long story.
I can listen.
You know what? Never mind. It's not important. It's just something I'd rather not talk about.
Suit yourself. So you said that your friend Mike wanted to set you up with Rachel for a job interview, yes?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, it was very nice of him to offer, I'm sure. You two must be very good friends.
Oh, well, it turns out that we went to the same high school together at one point. I was several grades older than him, though, but we never really hung out or did anything since we were part of different friend groups.
Then how did you become so close?
Well, a couple of years ago, we met at the local Metal Mania tournament held here in Montreal. You know, that national robot fighting competition?
Ah, yes, I've heard of that before. Must have been quite exciting.
Yeah, it was. We both happened to be big fans of one of the robots called the Breaking Wheel, and its builder and operator, Cameron Cho.
I see. Was he a good bot fighter?
Oh, yeah, he was one of the best. He's the only fighter thus far to win 3 consecutive wins at the annual Grand Finals tournament in Toronto.
Impressive. How is he faring in the current day of bot fighting?
Well, he's actually retired.
Oh,
He decided to pack it in after his 3rd consecutive win in the tournament and ended up working for one of his sponsors, Tomochi Incorporated.
that's the same robotics company behind the animatronics at Lake's Funland, right?
Yeah. That checks out.
So, if I may ask, why are you adamant on trying to work at Lake's Funland? I'm sure there are several other jobs you could attempt to apply to.
I actually worked there as part of an apprenticeship for my electrical engineering course in college.
Ah, at which college was that?
McGill University.
What kind of work did you do at Lake's?
Just routine maintenance, mostly. Getting to help the repair crew fix the animatronics, program their software, stuff like that.
I see. Sounds like a real hands-on job.
Yeah, you can definitely say that.
So now you wish to be hired under an actual payroll instead of simply being part of an apprenticeship, yes?
Basically, yeah. Although I don't know. Some things happened at Lakes that made me hesitate going back there.
What kind of things?
Just strange things. Things that didn't really seem all that right.
Like what?
The animatronics behaving weirdly, staff behaving weirdly, and the whole thing with Roger Belleville driving himself into a tree.
Ah, right. Not to mention the fact that around the time you left was when the missing children's incident happened.
Yeah, that too.
You really don't seem to like Lakes Funland.
I don't know. I feel like that place really isn't in my best interest to work at. I don't know if you've cared about any of the rumors floating around with what shady dealings go on behind the curtains in that establishment, but I really don't trust a thing that happens there. You know the owner of that place, Mr. Magwood? I wouldn't be surprised if he was the head of a cult or something. Not to mention how everyone there just seemed to downplay Roger's little stunt as a suicide and nothing more.
Sorry, you're saying that you believe Roger's death wasn't an accident?
No, not at all. I think that he saw something that he wasn't supposed to, learned some horrible truth, and then had to be silenced for it. Oscar, or whoever's behind whatever's happening at Lakes, tried to kill him first with one of the animatronics. And when that didn't work, they sabotaged his car, probably forced him to drive off the road and into that tree.
There was no evidence to suggest any foul play when it came to Roger's car.
Because Oscar probably paid off the investigators and told them to lie about it.
If you have such negative opinions about Lakes Funland and Oscar, or even Tomochi Incorporated as a whole, why bother trying to get a job there?
Because I'm desperate. I'm really struggling to keep everything together. And at this point, I'm willing to make a deal with the devil in order to stay afloat in this world. Because when everyone else is trying to drag me down, I need friends in high places. And there aren't many friends higher than Mr. Magwood himself.
I see.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Of course.
Why do you kind of sound like me? What is wrong with me?
Okay, Elliot. I just made a few calls and I'm back to run a few things with you about your story.
I've already been here for what feels like hours. Can't I just go home and you guys ask me the questions over the phone or something?
This is important that you stay with us until we have all the answers we need. We just need your cooperation for a little while longer.
Fine. What is it?
So, you said that after handing Ashley your resume, she told you that the reason why her mother wasn't responding to her calls was because Rachel was sick and resting in bed. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what she said. What of it?
Rachel Waters is currently reported missing.
What?
Her husband Mason contacted the police approximately 25 hours ago, informing us that Rachel has been missing for 2 days without any prior contact regarding her disappearance.
Okay, well, Ashley told me that she was sick, so she obviously must have lied to me.
Is she the one lying here, Elliot? Or is it you that's been feeding us lies this whole time?
What? No, I haven't been lying to you. Look, I know my story seems odd, but that's what happened to me. I swear.
And you're positive that you had nothing to do with the explosion that occurred at Lakes Funland?
Yes, I wanted to work there. Why would I destroy the place that's the only business in town that would hire me?
Well, from what you told me, Elliot, you seem to have some very strong opinions regarding Lake's Funland as a whole. And that paired with the strong desire to end up working there is giving us a lot of mixed messages. But despite your willingness to try and get employed there, it's clear that you have some level of animosity towards the business. Perhaps enough for you to be motivated to do something about it.
What? So just because I hate a particular company or place that I used to work at, that means I'm motivated enough to fucking nuke the place?
No, but I have been looking into some records involving Lake's Funland. According to what you told Officer Mallory, you said that you self-terminated your apprenticeship at Lake's Funland on October 15th, 1990.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Why exactly did you wish to stop working there?
Because I was creeped out? I didn't want to work in a place that made me feel unsafe and paranoid. I mean, I saw Roger Belleville the night before he supposedly killed himself. He was petrified. I've never seen someone so goddamn terrified in my life. And if he knew something about this place that made him that scared, I don't want to find that out for myself.
And you're sure that you were the one to end your apprenticeship there?
Yeah?
Well, according to the records I just found, you didn't self-terminate your apprenticeship. Rachel Waters terminated your contract with the company on October 15th. And just one day later, the company reported that one of their animatronic characters had been internally damaged by an unnamed staff member sometime within the past week. So, do you mind explaining why you've lied to us, Elliot?
Okay, look, I've already gone through this whole ordeal already, and I'd rather not be reminded of what happened back then.
Look, Elliot, if you want us to believe you and help you get out of this room, you need to tell us the truth. I know this may be difficult for you to retell, but we need to know what happened so we can understand why you have such a grudge against Tomochi Incorporated. From there, it could help prove your innocence in all this. So tell us, what exactly happened?
Well, after I got let go from Lake's Funland, Tomochi tried to sue me for the damages done on one of their animatronics, Hayden. I lawyered up, and thanks to some strings being pulled, I managed to get the money needed to settle with them and put all of this behind me.
And how much money was that, exactly?
A lot. Like 7 figures.
Could you be more specific?
I don't know, like 1.3 million or something. Apparently, I was supposed to pay close to 3.5 million, which is absolutely insane. I mean, who pays that much for a bunch of performing children's animatronics, right?
And how exactly did you get the money to settle the claim?
I got my extended family involved. I used their money to get Tomochi off my back, and I didn't tell them about it. That's the reason why they want nothing to do with me anymore. Nowadays, I just try not to let anybody know that I was the one responsible for all of that. Even Mike has no idea it was me who did it.
So you're admitting to tampering with one of the animatronics at Lake's Funland?
No, you don't understand. What I was trying to do was fix him. Hayden was already broken when I found him, and so I decided to take it upon myself to stay late one night and try to repair the internal camera and facial scanners. Then the manager came back from her vacation unannounced and caught me messing with it. Freaked the hell out. I guess she assumed I was the one who broke it. Then I got the fucking lawsuit slapped on my back after I realized it wasn't even worth staying at all. I only took the fall because it was better than trying to fight against the entirety of Tomochi Incorporated.
So then why did you ever want to come back at all?
Because it's been 4 years since all this happened. I just thought that all this shit was finally behind me. And at this point, I was desperate for any kind of job to make money. Besides, Mike promised me he'd get me this job if I showed him that I was willing to put myself out there.
Or did you just need an excuse to show up at the location in person?
To find a way to destroy the building and the entire business.
One that was under Tomochi Incorporated's banner.
All because you now have nothing else left to lose.
I didn't do shit! Okay? Yeah, I fucked up. And Tomochi fucked me even harder over it, but that doesn't mean I wanted revenge this badly. I'm a good person, okay? I came back after my family disowned me to take care of my cancer-ridden mother when nobody else would. She couldn't even afford proper cancer treatments at the hospital. I did it all myself. I was forced to drop out of college because I couldn't afford tuition anymore. They took everything from me. And somehow it's still my fault when they get blown to hell.
Elliot, calm
No,
down.
don't tell me to calm down. Why are you so certain that I was the one who did this? What about Ashley? She was inside the building the entire night. Why couldn't she have done it?
We haven't found any trace of anyone else inside the building. As far as we know, you're the only one who was found at the scene of the crime. And if we do find Ashley somewhere inside, you could be faced with some serious charges.
No, fuck you. Fuck you. I didn't do any of this.
Now wait a minute, Elliot, wait.
You're in on this.
Elliot.
You're all fucking in on this. You're all out to get me.
Sit back down, Elliot.
You can't.
Elliot.
No, you can't keep me here. You can't keep me. I need to leave. I need to leave.
Elliot.
Now.
Elliot, you do not have the authority to leave this room.
Watch me.
Elliot.
Let me go, you fucking pigs.
Elliot Dillinger,
No.
you are being placed
I'm
under arrest
innocent.
by the Quebec Provincial Police Department for
You can't
attempted
do
escape
this to
and
me.
resisting arrest.
It's not my fault.
You will be held within the Beauport and Charlesford
It's not
Police
my
Station.
fault.
Take pride in what you are, my glorious creation. For without you, there would be no story.